Hello everyone, Commander Bravebelly here. Today on the channel, we're going to be doing a deep dive, eat and review of the Russian Federation 24-hour combat rations in use right now, currently in Ukraine. This is menu number 5. I hope you guys brought your appetite because you know I did. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. All right guys, so here we have it, menu number 5, the Russian combat rations. All right, I'm super excited to try this one. Never had it before, so no clue what it is. We're about to find out. If you guys been looking at these knives, these are the Kizlar brand, made in the Republic of Dagestan. Okay, so Russian made knives, that's why they're on the channel. They're a little more exclusive than your typical K-bars, which I love. And you know, your Ontario Knife Company and all the American brands, they're easily available for us Americans. These are a little more exotic, harder to come by. That's why I think, you know, they're cool. They're a cool collector's item, even though I don't consider myself a collector. These are knives that I use. So if you guys been watching the channel, you've seen this one before. All right, take a look. Beautiful leather scabbard. Not going to talk too much about it. All right, just want to showcase the knife. Beautiful, beautiful knife for camping, cooking, etc. All right, gonna move on to the next. All right, check this one out. This is also leather. As you can see, big difference. All right, this is filled with ABS, so it's a hard plastic underneath. Has the drain hole right here. I love the leather look. All right, kind of old school, reminds me of the 90s for some reason. But yeah, check this knife out. I mean, really slick. All right, it reminds me almost of like something a biker would have, you know, like a Harley Davidson rider, that type of vibes that I get for it. And this is called the Kizlar Stalker. Check it out. It's got the quick thumb click and bang. All right, apparently this was designed for the Russian Air Force, or airborne troops, that's what I meant to say. So great handle, fits my hand entirely. All right, check out the cross guard. It's got the rubber molded on. This is the Electron G rubber, that's what they call it. Beautiful grip, nice and grippy. We got the skull crusher, all right, nice and sharp. All right, and then we have the blade, perfect for stabbing, you know, for you got your belt cutter or material. Really, really nice knife. And I got it for a good price, so that's why I ordered it. All right, and then this one, I mean, talk about character. This is called the Burgut. All right, the Burgut, that's like a Central Asian dialect that means golden eagle. All right, this is influenced by a knife that comes out of, very famous in Uzbekistan, out of all places. And that's why I got this knife, because I have a friend from Uzbekistan, so I thought it'd be cool. Has so much character, this knife. Check out this sheath, and this is sizable. Look at the size difference. Okay, this is more of your kind of all-purpose, mostly for the kitchen. Originally, the name of the knife originally is based on a design called the Chak, I believe. And so it's like a utilitarian kitchen knife. Okay, so you could use it like, you know, chopping meat, slicing meat, and also like cutting a little bit of firewood, backyard chores, etc. Anyway, check it out. It has such an Asian look to it. Boom! Check that out. I mean, this is a chopper. Look how beautiful the lines are on this knife. The handle is gorgeous. All right, it's got the eagle on it. You see the golden eagle. And even the handle too, it resembles kind of like a eagle beak. All right, all these 3 knives are full tang knives. Also Electron G for the handle. Beautiful look. All right, I absolutely love this knife for a chopper, for camping. All right, I wouldn't. So they say that this knife apparently is for made for the Uzbek Special Forces, but this could have been like a gifted knife or something like that for them. You know, sometimes like they do commemorative knives. This could have been something like that. I think it's gorgeous. It has lots of character. You see that upswept beak, all right? You could probably pick up a canteen off the fire without burning yourself with it. Awesome, awesome knife. That's gonna be today's knife, guys. All right, we're gonna set this aside and let's get into the unboxing and eating. So like I said, never tried this one before, super excited about it. Let's give it all a taste. Let's see what condition it came in. Unboxing. Boom. That's the entire presentation of how it all looks. So we have the nice silver lining. We could fill this with water. And it looks like there is some cracking in there. So probably use this once and that's about it. And we'll save it for the garbage. All right, so here we are. So this looks like a wet nap and it's seen better days. You see, it looks like something got into it or at least maybe the seal opened up, but it definitely is very moist still, good quality. Gonna wash my hands, everything. We had torrential downpours last night, so all this wood is wet, but that's okay. We're outside enjoying the great outdoors. All right, clean hands. All right, there's our drink. It looks like 3 cherries. Looks like pictures of cherries. I hope this is not Kizlar, but just a beverage. All right, so gonna lay that out right there. We have 2 of these wheat crackers and 2 packs of these white crackers, and they look in fairly decent shape. Doesn't look like things are all broken up, so that's always a plus. Then we have 2 cans over here, and I don't recall seeing cans like this, so I don't know what this is, but we shall find out. We have 3 packets of white sugar, big old thick packets. I mean, they're full to the top. This is all full, so very substantial. Lots of quick calories. I'm gonna set that over here. Then another can. We'll see what it is. Don't you guys worry. Obviously, I'm American. I don't read Cyrillic, and that's okay. I do have a translator, but I don't want to use it. I like this adventure, and I hope you guys feel the same way. Okay, we have a bacon, and I believe this is their cheese, and I love this cheese. I can't wait. I'm gonna show you guys a trick. I'm gonna mix these 2. I was recommended by some soldiers, so can't wait to give that a try. Then we have this is their stove, all right? This is their heating element. So we have 3 dried alcohol fuel tabs and the metal stove. So we're gonna start heating up the food on it real quick. We have 3 meals. We have 1, 2, 3. And I gotta say, I noticed definitely a big difference in how these look from the last batch. And I was told that all these menus are basically standardized, but they use different manufacturing companies. All right, so whoever wins like the bid to make these food gets it for the time being. So this one seems definitely very different as far as the labels are concerned. So we'll see what's in these. We have what looks like 2 black teas. Oh yeah, we're gonna heat some water up. We're gonna have the tea. We have 1 coffee, just 1, because the Russians just like to have coffee in the morning with their breakfast, and that's it. They don't like drinking coffee throughout the day. It's a tea drinking nation, and that's fine. Unlike here. All right, we have 3 spoons and a knife. All right, decent quality, nothing to write home about. You know, kind of cheap, but I've seen worse, so nothing bad about this. All right, guys, I must say everything's intact, so that's amazing. All right, we have their napkins, which are very flimsy and light. All right, very minimal napkins. All right, wouldn't say these are the best quality, but it is what it is. I have 2 more wet wipes, so we had 3 in total. We have their beautiful apple jelly, my favorite jelly in MREs. We have one of their chocolates, and I'm surprised it's not their guard, the picture of their soldier on it. This looks more commercial. Really, really cool with the red star in the back. Little nod to the Soviets, apparently. We have their beautiful windproof, waterproof matches. You can see some size differences, but it's still pretty cool. Lots of character in these matches. My favorite matches of all time as far as MREs are concerned. We have their camouflage gums. We have a multivitamin. Check that out. And we have their creamer. One small slim packet of creamer, a salt and pepper, and 3 water purification tablets. We're not going to do that today. We will do it another time. So guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see me do more bushcrafty style reviews, like actually getting water from a stream, etc., etc. That will be coming soon. All right, let's start heating some of this stuff up. First, we're going to heat up these cans, and we're going to use these. I also have other ones in my kit. This is from the Czech Republic. This is a quick little stove that just pops open. Boom, we already have it. We're about to heat stuff up on that. What else do I have here? Do I have another stove somewhere? Okay, we have the BCB stove, which is the British stove. That's how it looks like. And that's the setup for the British stove. Okay. And then we're gonna do this one. We're gonna see which one wins. Nah, it doesn't really matter. But okay, so we'll put 1 tab on each one. And then finally, the actual Russian one. Now they say the long legs should go up, so there's kind of like a clearing for the flame. So the flame has enough room to burn sufficiently. And as you can see, this is very cheap quality, but it's very light, so that's what makes it kind of ideal, maybe. All right, and so we're gonna set all the heating up like so. I don't know if this is the best idea as far as the heating elements. All right, but we're just gonna put it right there, and then let's use these matches. All right, gonna fire everything up. I'm taking everybody's advice, so I appreciate the comment section. I read everything, and so that's why I'm actually taking the long way and doing it like this, as opposed to lighting it on isobutane. All right, so beautiful, beautiful matches, lighting up really quick, right away, first strike. That's what I love. No time over here to mess around, because we're here to eat, we're not here to cook. So we're gonna try to make everything as fast as we possibly can. And it looks like everything's lit. So first one will be this. Is it lit? Nope, it's not lit, guys. Look, the whole match went out on it. So thankfully we have good conditions. Thankfully we're not in the Arctic, or we're not in Siberia, because that would have been hard to deal with. All right, looks like they're all going out, so not too promising. All right, I'm gonna set one right there. That's the Czechoslovakian stove. Wow, this is a little moist, not gonna lie. Okay, that one is lit. That's the BCB. And so 1, 2, and then this is the Russian stove. So we got fire, guys. And I hope you could hear the sizzle. It's starting. All right, now let's heat up some water. And I got a new product. It's MSR. This is designed in the United States, in Portland, Oregon, which is a real outdoorsy state. Beautiful mountains. I actually went to Oregon to snowboard in the summer on the glacier. All right, we're gonna set this up real quick. We're gonna boil water as fast as we possibly can. We'll see how that works out. I've never used this stove, so we might come across a few hiccups. And for starters, I don't know how this is usually set up, but we're gonna set this up right here. We don't want it too close to these fires, okay? And that's how it opens up. I don't know if it's closed or not. Hopefully it is. Seems legit. And guys, please be patient and buckle in. We're all doing this first take, straight up and raw, all right? So I'm gonna pour some water in here. Where do I have the water? My USGI pouch. And gonna need matches where I don't know where they fell to. Just bear with me, guys. Wow, the food is sizzling. That's the good part. Yeah, I guess let me get a lighter. I know I have a light here somewhere. It's my little pouch. All right, gonna fire this up. I don't hear any gas whatsoever coming out of this thing. Maybe there's no gas here. Oh yeah, it's running. Oh yeah, that's good. We got fire, guys. Check that out. Let's see how long it takes. I know I didn't do the footing right on this because I'm trying to rush everything, even though I'm not rushing. And I guess that's the lid. All right, no footing. All right, hopefully we get that water sooner than later. Now, I don't want these things to explode, so I will pierce them. Ooh, look at that. Nice ventilation going. And let's start trying some of these foods, what we can at first. So first, what can we get into here that's not usually needed to heat? Let's see about these pâtés. Now, I know you guys want me to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner and have everything perfectly, but like I said, I don't really edit, so I'm just gonna, try to expedite the time and try to be fast. I'm just gonna open up what's ready to eat. Boom, we have their ham. Looks like their canned meat. Looks pretty delicious. You see the nice glisten on it. Boom, that's what it's looking like. All right, we'll try it with some of these whole wheat crackers, why not? Let's see if the crackers taste stale. That's what they're looking like, very nice, presentable. You know what, they do have crunch. They're not bad at all. I've had better crackers, like I said many times before, but these aren't the worst. They just taste like whole wheat, very dry tasting. All right, gonna try it with some of this meat. Let me slice right into this bad boy. Give you the cross section. The cross section is actually appealing, in my opinion, with the little fat. All right. First, gonna try a piece straight up. Tastes very salty, like a canned ham, but doesn't have a chemical aftertaste. Very delicious, but not the best ones. I feel like the Polish one in the last MRE that I had, if you guys haven't seen that one, you guys got to check out the Polish MRE review. Very high quality food. I feel like theirs tastes a little bit better. This one tastes too salty, so it tastes like a canned meat, just not synthetic, so higher quality than typical American canned hams. Not bad at all. Might have that with the cheese. Guys, it looks like we have a boil already. Nope, almost there. Gotta love technology. All right, let's see what's up in this one. If you guys noticed the shirt, it's the Kizlar brand. They sent me one after I ordered 2 knives. So that was really nice of them. I have so many more of their knives, just because like I said earlier, I feel like they're exotic. Anyway, that's the pate. Ooh, we definitely have a boil. That's done. Oh, super hot. And let's go to making some of this tea and coffee. All right. I know you Russians love your teas, and that's cool. Big cultural difference, because in America, we're not crazy about tea. But I don't want to argue with anybody about it, because it's just cultural differences, and we all like different things, and that's what makes the world beautiful, in my opinion, that we're all so different. Ramuk. Okay? So how am I supposed to do? I think first you're supposed to pour the water, then put the tea in it. I don't know, but I'm not some fancy, formal tea drinker. That's going to be for the tea, and that's going to be for the coffee. And then we're going to do one for the beverage as well. Let's see about this cherry beverage. All right. The cherry beverage, lots of sugar with a little bit of that reddish color, the cherry, and I smell it. It's really strong. It smells like boiled cherries. All right. Boom. There goes our beverage. Guys, I think the food is almost ready. Where did I put that tea? Here goes the tea, beautiful tea. And then we have, where did I put the coffee? This is their coffee. Instant, just the way I like it. Although I'm a coffee drinker, I am not a coffee snob. Okay, very fine small granules, not like your typical freeze-dried coffee. And we're gonna put a pack of the creamer, because that's how I like my coffee. That's how I like it, nice and creamy. As you guys know, this is freaking boiling water, so I don't want any excuses. You guys told me last time that I didn't mix the creamer enough. That's why it wasn't creamy, but look, this is not creamy at all, in my opinion. This is just a light cream, not enough for me, but it's okay. Wow, it tastes pretty good. It's actually smooth. It kind of has a bitter taste, like kind of like a cheap coffee that you would get in like a hotel or something, like one of those instant packets. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes. Gonna put a little bit of sugar here and a little bit of sugar there. Well, I guess that's a lot, but it is what it is. I'm a Westerner. That's how I drink it, okay? Gonna let that tea steep a little more. Let's see it with the sugar. Same deal, a little bit sweeter, but I mean, it definitely tastes strong, okay? This tastes like not the typical coffee that I enjoy. I like more of a smoother, creamier flavored coffee. So for me, from a 1 to 10, this is like a 4, all right? Wouldn't brag about the coffee, all right? Let's try some of this pasztet. First straight up and then on the cracker, pasztet. Not the prettiest pastete. Look how it looks gray. I don't find that as appealing as other pates. The ones that have a slight pink hue to it. See, I like it when it's all pink like that. But that's just me being, you know, descriptive and extra. Yeah, not the best pate. Tastes a little bit on the dry side. It is moist and fresh tasting, but it's not the most moist pate I've ever had. Also not the fluffiest and airiest, kind of mid. So I'd say from a 1 to a 10, this is like a 6. Nothing crazy. And I guarantee, even on a cracker, it won't be much better. But it's just a way to have more calories. A little Russian tea. I'm gonna be honest, tastes very good. I like the tea way more than the coffee, even though I'm a coffee drinker. Not impressed by the Russian coffee, the black tea. They're not fans of, because, you know, a lot of Russians tell me this tea is crap, but I'm not a tea drinker, so I wouldn't know better. It just tastes smooth, really nice. I would definitely drink this tea again many times over. Really nice. All right, gonna set that off to the side. See what else we have in these cans. Let's see what's up in this one. Oh yeah, this is their vegetable caviar, what they call. And I think they use zucchini up in here. And I've never had one that's this like yellow orange. Usually it's more, has like a darker color to it. And this one's like yellowish, so very intrigued by it. You could see little baby spices up in there, here and there. Let's give it a try. Really delicious. I don't like the fact that it's like baby food, but I like something to chew on. But at the same time, the flavor is absolutely here. It tastes like roasted peppers, okay? Even though it's zucchini, they spice it quite well. Usually I'm not a fan of this, but for some reason today, it tastes very good. And this is also delicious for any time of year. You know, it's veggies. It's a veggie delivery system in an MRE ration, all right? We got 2 fuels went out, so these are ready. This one is still firing up. All right, so it's almost done. We're gonna eat this with the mains. Let's see about this bacon. Now this bacon looks different. Maybe it's just the labeling, but it looks different than the last couple that I've tried. And I always have an issue peeling these open. I'm a spaz like that. It's all right. All right, so check this out. This one is really, really different than the last time I've had it. Lots of fat in there. Lots of that gelatinous fat, all right? And a lot of Russian soldiers said they don't love this at all. They're avoiding this. I grew up eating this type of stuff. You know, I've been around a little longer than some of these young bucks, so this is food that my family has eaten for generations, so I'm not scared of it. And let's get right into it. Tastes like sweet bacon, very gelatinous, sticky, salty, more salty than the last one that I've tried. And heavy on the calories, obviously. Look at all that fat. For some reason, this one tastes saltier than the last one I had, so I don't love it. Yeah, it tastes like a canned bacon, being that it's so salty so it doesn't go bad. So I think the salt overpowers the experience. Otherwise, I would have liked it a lot more. But there's too much saltiness in this one. So not crazy about it. All right, from a 1 to a 10, this one is like a 6 on its best day. Too salty. Really, really salty. All right, and then lastly, let's see about this cheese. This is not cheese. The cheese is here, guys. This is their apple sauce. All right, just basic applesauce. So this is more of a dessert. Tastes like apples and nothing else. It's really good. Very flavorful. So surprisingly rich in taste. Sweet, but not over the top. Has a lot of tartness. So like you're eating actual real apples. So more of that good digestion, along with the vegetable caviar. I'm gonna move on from that and let's see about the cheese. So the cheese I love. Boom, take a look at that cheese. We're not gonna eat it just yet. We might wanna like mix it with some of these mains. So let's see about these mains. So this was the Russian heater. It did pretty well. It all burned out. And so let's see what's behind can number 1. So the reason why I did it on these hot stoves and closed is when I tried it one time, even though it might take a little longer, what happened is there's more flavor if it's actually heated up in the can because it stays in its own juices and I can't peel it open. I don't want to make a mess and have it explode everywhere. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Ooh, look at this one. All right, so we have some kind of probably beef because the Russians, they don't use a lot of pork because they have a diverse ethnicities, diverse religions in their country. As I showed you guys, the Uzbek inspired knife, but check this out, very beautiful and surprisingly nice to handle. Okay, I'm not wearing gloves and this is hot. You could see the steam coming off. Look how nice and chunky. Okay, real food. We got potatoes, carrots, okay, the beef and all the juices, the beautiful juices. All right, let's see about this one. Now this came out of the Czech stove, also burned. I love this Czech Republic stove. Very nice. Let's see if I can pull it apart. Oh yeah, got it started, but nope. Yep. Wow, this is completely different than anything that I had from the Russian MREs. I have no clue. It looks like rice. Guys, I'm surprised it's not buckwheat. Thank God I could take a break. I love the buckwheat, but I needed a break. And it looks like I got it. So this looks like a rice with chicken maybe, if I was gonna say. It's pink. All right, so like a light colored meat. And we have carrots. So completely different than that one. Has a lot more carbs, I would say. That one has diced potatoes, and this is all a lot of rice, okay? And so the last but not least can, ooh, that one's hot. And this was the BCB stove. They all worked relatively well. Very surprised and happy about that. So let's open up the third one. This can seems a little hotter than all the others for some reason. I don't know if that stove works better or what, but hot to the touch. Ooh, and it definitely lots of liquid in there. This might be their tushonka, which is like their braised beef, like big old slab of beef. Just how the Slavs like it. Lots of carnivores. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, one of the Russian favorites, but guess what? Not only the Russians, freaking Polish people love eating meat. That's like their cultural favorite, is big old slabs of meat just like that. Ooh, that's hot. Don't want to burn myself, so I will. You know what? I'm gonna slap it out onto this. Ooh, look at that. That is sizable. That's a lot of protein. Wow, that freaking tastes good. All that grease in there. And I will mix it, okay? I know you Russians don't like mixing foods, which is wild, but I guess I'm different. That's how I like it. So we're gonna mix a little bit of this and this, because how can you just eat the meat by itself? You kind of want it to have it with a carb. Ooh, look, the bottom burnt just a little bit. So we'll throw those parts out just to avoid any of the toxins. Like it matters. This is military food, so it shouldn't matter to anybody. I know the Russians love and are very proud of how natural their food is, which is definitely something to be proud of, but I must say I don't care. All right, if I'm on the front lines in the military, I don't care if my food is healthy at all. On the contrary, I want it to be delicious. All right, first one, we're gonna give it a try. Let's go. Okay, very hearty. Tastes like carbs. Not too much meat, just a little bit. Enough for flavor. You taste the carrots, but basically this tastes like I'm eating like a fried rice. More rice than anything. Really good. From a 1 to a 10, this is a solid 8 all on its own. We're gonna give it a little bit of salt and pepper. If I could just find it on this table. There it goes. A little bit of salt. I'll put a little bit of pinch of salt on everything just to bring out some of that flavor. I feel like salt does that best, and pepper. And as you can see, the Russians, they're very simple with their seasoning, salt and pepper, and let the food speak for itself. Most Slavic countries are similar in that sense, and I'm cool with that. I do like spicy, but it is what it is. Really, really nice, hearty, real food. No industrial flavors whatsoever. Now the beautiful tushonka, that's what they call it, which is basically just a big old boiled slab of beef, and it looks gorgeous. All right, look at all the juices in there. We're gonna pour some on this. Oh my gosh, look, he's mixing the food. That's what the Russians are thinking. And I mean, look how well this goes together, meat and rice. How is that weird? Okay, and guys, that's only like civilians that have mentioned that in the comments, that they don't mix stuff, which I understand culturally, but the soldiers all mix it. They're all telling me, no, we mix it all the time. We're actually so sick of this food. We don't care how natural it is. We're sick of it. We just freaking want it, you know, to switch it up. So a lot of the regions, they'll get doubles or like similar, like they'll get menu number 5 and menu number 7 all the time, over and over. They don't get to pick every single time, you know, which is typical. It's the same way in the US military. You don't get to choose, you get what you get. First bite going in. Wow, that juice is so flavorful. Salty, but just right, not over the top. Wow, really good. Really delicious boiled meat. Okay, rendered. It has that succulent flavor. Doesn't taste like something that came out of a can. Tastes like something a hunter would have before they go out for a kill. Oh, look at this. A little bit of this and that. Beautiful. Now this meat, I gotta say, 10 out of 10 for the meat. It tastes like freaking something that you, okay, pulled out of the oven in the house. Okay, just the house smells delicious. And that's what this is like. That's the experience. No industrial flavors, you know, nothing chemical. Doesn't taste like a can. Any Slavic country would like this. If you're freaking from Ukraine, if you're from Poland, from anywhere like that, oh, you would love this meat. Very well rendered, gelatinous. Absolutely loving it. All right, the last main. You know, I was thinking about putting the cheese in here and melting it to give it a cheesy kind of consistency, you know, like more of a cream. So guys, let me know in the comments, is there any specific meals that you guys put the cheese in? Because some soldiers have told me they put the cheese in and let it heat up in there. They also do it with bacon. Now I don't want to try it with this bacon because it's too salty. I don't want it to kill the cheese. I love this cheese so much. I will have it with a jelly for dessert. So guys, let me know for next time how you, and so Russians will be like, oh, this is food for pigs, because they usually mix like potatoes with buckwheat. Wow, this one is freaking good. This is the best one, okay? The reason being, you taste the carrots. So it's meat that's seasoned and delicious, but it's sweet, okay? That's really important. You taste the variety. You taste the carrots separate from the potatoes and the meat. So 10 out of 10 for this one right here. Number 5 is good, and this one in particular, whatever it's called, guys, let me know in the comments. The potatoes, carrots, and the meat. Reminds me of menu number 1, which was my favorite Russian menu number. I would say this one is the second most memorable, in my personal opinion, menu number 5, only because of this, whatever this is, okay? So usually when you open up a MRE like this, that's mixed, it'll be one flavor, even though you have different textures and everything. Not this one. This one, you taste the carrots, you taste the potatoes, and you taste the meat, and all of them make a beautiful medley. What a touch of sweetness from that carrot. 10 out of 10. Love that one the most. Even better than the tushanka. Really, really good. All right, gonna move on to the dessert. All right, get a fresh plate. And I don't know if you, some of you guys have been watching the channel saw this done before, and that's how I got the info from a Russian soldier. He told me he mixes the cheese with the jelly, and I tried it, blew my mind. It was so delicious. Let's try a white cracker. Smells dusty. When you go to bite it and you get a whiff, it smells like you're freaking in your kitchen and it's dusty, like you're checking the top freaking shelf or like the cupboards or something, you know, like an empty space, and it has that smell like in a new house when you open cupboards, that wood dust kind of vibe, like IKEA furniture. That's what this smells like. So I'm not a fan of these. The taste is so basic. Not a huge fan, like I always say. All right, let's get into this cheese. All right, more of a like this yellow creamy color this time. Check it out up close. Big ol' bite. Not bad. Now this cheese is made to the same specifications but through different companies. Whoever gets, like I said earlier, whatever company gets outsourced to make these gets the contract and does it. This cheese doesn't hit as the last one did. For some reason, it tastes less flavorful. It tastes a little more plastic. You know what I mean? Like something you would get in the airplane, like just cheap cheese, nothing to brag about. So I've had better Russian cheese. But it does have the aftertaste of like that funkiness of like real cheese, even though this is made like using cottage cheese and other cheeses, etc., etc. This is very much processed. And the beautiful, my favorite, Russian apple jelly. Nice dark amber color. This is dessert, baby. Oh yeah. Guys, I can't stress enough how terrible the crackers are. They even overpower the taste of the cheese and the jelly. The first bite I get when I bite into it is like dust, like wood dust. All right? So not the best. But this box is about to expire in 2 months, so maybe it tastes fresher, you know, when it's fresh out the factory, but it is what it is. Comes with the territory of eating MREs. Whoops, using the wrong knife for this. This is a chopper. As you can see, a lot of pull cuts with this one. You see the tip, you pull cut or push cuts like this. A lot of chopping, and it's sizable. Look how thick gauge we have on it. Okay, so let me know in the comments what you guys think about this knife. Now, a lot of people talk negatively about it because they're like, this is not a special forces knife for Uzbekistan, whatever. I don't care. It's still a badass knife. I gotta take this stupid prism sticker off. I know people love to keep it on. I think that's corny. I just didn't get a chance to take it off. Look at that. Definitely think that's unnecessary, but it is what it is. All right, let's get into this jelly and cheese again. One more bite, and then gonna try the chocolates. Yeah, so with the cheese and the jelly, not gonna lie, not the best experience today. The cracker is stronger than the cheese flavor. Usually that cheese is way more cheesy, so more funky, more salty. This one tastes almost like plasticky. Maybe because it's not melted. Well, it's nice to get that contrast and see the difference. Let's see about this cherry beverage, which freaking dissolved perfectly because the water was hot. Oh yeah, tastes like boiled fruit, but the cherry is not bad at all. So boiled cherries to be exact with sugar, and it does taste kind of, this might be the Kizlar. Guys, let me know in the comments if this is the beverage or the Kizlar. I'm supposed to wait on it to make it thicken up. So we ain't got time to wait. Nobody got time for that. But it might be because it does taste like the viscosity of it is somewhat thicker. So maybe if I added a little less water and waited longer, it'd become gelatinous, but I ain't got time for that. All right, looks like we went through absolutely everything except the chocolate and the gum. Great pace today. Let's see about this chocolate. And I believe all their chocolates, same formulas, you know, and it's starting to bloom. So when it's white, it's not natural, that's normal, it happens over time. It's a fluctuation of temperatures that causes this. So it's warm one day, cold one day, and that's how it is here in Florida. All right, real humidity. And I don't store these in like a cool, dark place or anything. I keep them on the table. There's sunlight hitting it on purpose. I don't care. I'm not babying these rations. This is military food, all right? Try this chocolate. Dark chocolate, not my favorite. I don't have much to say other than it tastes like dark chocolate. If people like dark chocolate, they'll probably like this. I don't like dark chocolate, so you can miss me with that one. All right, gonna wash it down. Now, I don't know if it's true, but people have told me if you eat chocolate and then you chew gum, it like dissolves the gum. Could be true, I don't know. So I'm gonna wash it down. Actually, this is not bad, but I'm sweating profusely, and this is warm, and Russians are telling me how a warm beverage is supposed to cool me off. I don't care about the science or the theory, but in real practice, if I drank something ice cold right now, I would feel psychologically refreshed. It's just a difference in culture, and I appreciate that more than something warm on a hot day. So yeah, so I don't love it, but it's not bad at all. All right, then we have the gums. And the gums, some people say that this is made by Orbit. I don't know if that's true. I'm surprised if it is, because they don't look like Orbit, first of all, and they don't taste like Orbit at all. All right, this is like made in China Orbit, if it's freaking Orbit, because there's no outer shell, so there's no like crunch, there's no quality to it. It tastes cheap, like literally the worst gum I've ever had, I think ever in my life, if I'm gonna be honest, really. So take that with a grain of salt. You don't have everything that's perfect. The crackers are terrible, this gum is terrible, but the main is a 10. So I mean, which is most important in my opinion. So it's nice if we could hit everything out of the park and have everything be delicious, but life doesn't work that way. Guys, if you stayed around to the end this long, I appreciate you so much for watching this channel and liking what I do, just everything off the cuff, okay? Just everything straight up raw, no editing. Guys, I have so many more videos, not just Russian. I have videos coming up, you know, from MREs from all across the world, Brazil, where else do we have? Brazil, Czech Republic. I have Denmark, I have Poland, I have literally you name it, I have it. I have more on the way. I have more Russian MREs. Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time, signing off.